Thank you for joining Cancer Support Community Atlanta for this program. Please visit our website, cscatlanta.org, for a complete list of live and recorded events. We invite you to sign up for our newsletter to stay connected to all future programs.
Hi, welcome. This is Yoga for Cancer, and I'm Rebecca. And I welcome you today to class. I hope you are enjoying some lovely autumn weather. There's been a lot of talk in all of my various groups about the harvest season, the changing of the seasons, the balance, the changing of, being at the equinox, the balance between light and dark, between day and night. And today in my meditation group, we were talking about being at a crossroads and to have the awareness or make the decision that you can always start again, that there is always an opportunity, even with each new breath, to make a different choice, to look at things a different way. We can't change reality, but we can change our perception and how we interact with reality. So we're at a crossroads. I don't know, I feel that way quite a bit with the ongoing pandemic and not really knowing what the long game is. None of us do. So I hope you are well. I hope you and your families are well, and that you are able to get outside and experience some of nature, because the best way to relate to the changing of the seasons, the idea of balance, of harvest, all of these fall images, is to get outside if you can. Okay, preaching is over. Let's do yoga. So take a comfortable seat or lie down if you prefer for a little bit of breath work. And allow your body to settle, really feeling the support of the ground beneath you. The forces of gravity allow us to stay connected to the earth, and they also give us the opportunity to strengthen our bones and muscles as we resist gravity in our movements. And we want to be strong and steady. So sitting up nice and tall, I had a conversation with someone who was talking about their issue with meditating or doing like breath stuff sitting up, because she's like, I have to use my core to sit up so I'm not totally relaxed. And that's true. But our core muscles need to be engaged to keep us safe, to keep us strong. And so if we can stack our bones as best we can with what we have, how we're showing up today, then the muscular system can work at its best capacity. So if we have the strength at the core, then everything else can let go. And feel free to lie down if you prefer, that's totally fine. Allowing your connection with the earth to be present in your awareness. Noticing the textures around you, beneath you. If your eyes are still open, what do you see? Colors, shapes, light and dark. Choose now to close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And begin the process of turning a little more deeply inward. Noticing the sounds that are coming in. Can you discern between the sounds that are close by and those that are further away? And then become aware of the sound, the sensation of your own breath moving through your body. Where do you feel it? Is it at your chest or belly, or at your tip of your nose, back of your throat? Where are you aware of your breath without changing it? Just noticing. The body breathes without any input from us, but we can change the breath. And changing the breath, we can change our mood, our physical state. And so we practice. So fixate on that one point, wherever that is for you, and go through a series of inhales and exhales, noticing how the sensation changes. With each inhale, sit up a little taller or lengthen your spine. With each exhale, release and let go a little bit more into the support beneath you. Inhaling, crown of the head reaches towards the sky or lengthens away from the tailbone. With each exhale, settle more deeply into the earth. Breathing between earth and sky. Let's stay for 5 breaths. And after your 5th exhale, release control of the breath, come back into your natural breath, and just notice what even 3 or 4 minutes of focus on the breath, what does it do for you? For some people, it's aggravating. It's not comfortable, and for others, it can be really relaxing. In yoga, we're looking for, and especially in meditation, for something to hold on to, like an anchor or a focal point. And for some people, the breath is perfect, and for others, it's not. So we'll move into some more sensation. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe on a cushion or folded blanket. Let's inhale and float our arms up just to wherever is comfortable. Exhale, turn palms down and allow the arms to float down. Now only come up, we'll repeat this a few times, as high as you can, and stay balanced. So if one arm can't come up, then just move within that same range of motion on both sides. Beginning to connect movement and breath. So it takes the whole inhale for the arms to float up, and the whole exhale for arms to float down. Next time that you're inhaling, reach up or out, and then lower the right hand, coming up and over with the left. Now, maybe you can extend an arm, or maybe bend an elbow, bringing your hand behind your head. Inhale here in the side bend, opening up your waist between your ribs, the muscles between your ribs. And then use another inhale to come up through center and over to the other side. The inhale creates space, opening up. The exhale allows you to soften and curl. So take your time moving side to side a few more times. You choose, but stay for at least 1 breath on each side. Beginning to make some space. Notice how the breath, the inhale, can help you to stretch from the inside out. The exhale helps you to soften and let go. Completing your pattern from side to side, we'll meet in the middle. Inhale, arms come up. Bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand behind you. Inhale, grow tall, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twist, looking towards or over your shoulder. Inhale back through center and exhale to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take your time moving side to side through your twist. And we'll meet in the middle in just a moment. Pardon. Excellent. And after your next sequence completes, pause in the center, and we'll move on together. Let's inhale, arms out to shoulder height and turn, externally rotating the whole arm so that the palms face up, the eyes of the elbows face up, and just at a comfortable level if possible. Inhale, lengthen, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, bend your elbows, coming into goddess arms or goalpost, whatever you, maybe cactus, whatever you relate to. Inhale, open the heart, squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, draw arms towards each other in front, opening between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open wide. And exhale, draw in. Inhale, open wide. This time we'll bring left arm towards the right. Maybe you can touch your palm. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center. This time both arms come in. We'll do this one more time, and then I'll let you rest your arms. Exhale across. Inhale, open. Exhale across. Inhale, open. Last time, arms towards each other, and release and let it go. Shake it out. One more arm movement, and then we will move on. This feels good. Maybe this would feel good to you too. Okay, arms out. Externally rotate. Bend your elbows. This time, bring your fingertips to your shoulders, and we're going to circle up and around. Really let your whole shoulder girdle circle if you can. See if you can feel that, the movement of the shoulder blades on your back. And let's reverse. So the difference is between this and this, right? You may or may not feel comfortable making that big a movement, but see where you're at. Let's reverse and go one at a time. Yeah, beautiful. This gets right into my thoracic spine, my upper back. We'll reverse. Beautiful. And release and shake it out. All right, I'm gonna scooch back a little bit. Scooch is not Sanskrit. Hands behind you, feet out in front. Walk your feet out wide towards the edges of your mat. Inhale here, and then exhale and softly let your knees drop towards one side. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart so that if your knee could come down comfortably, that it has space. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. A couple more like this. Working that internal and external rotation of the hip. And the next time that your knees are dropping to the left, release the right arm around and come into a twist. Stay here for a breath or two, and then come back through center and to the other side. And once more to each side like this, if you like. And back. Coming back through center, extend your legs out, little bounces and windshield wipers. And we're going to move to hands and knees, if hands and knees is something that is comfortable for you. Let's see. Make sure that you have something to pad your knees. So I use this little bit of mat, but you can use a folded blanket or a flat pillow. And then knees underneath your hips with your hands, palms down, fingers spread wide, or knuckles, thumbs pointing forward, or forearms. If being on your knees today is not good, then feel free to sit or come onto your back. We're going to go through some of our cat and cow, but first, let's find the length in the spine, reaching the crown in one direction and the tailbone in the other direction. Now, sometimes when I say crown, people want to do this and lift their chin. That is not what I'm suggesting. The crown is the top of the head. So you should be looking down right now between your thumbs or fists or elbows. The chin is not super tucked, but you're looking down. On an inhale, we'll lift the tail, soften the belly, and reach through the crown of the head. Now, again, we're not bending and lifting the chin. We're keeping the chin down and just lifting a little bit, really from our upper back. Exhale, tuck your tail gently, press the floor away, and release the head. Now we're working with a small range of motion here. Not going into a lot of flexion in the spine, not going into too much extension in the neck. Just moving through a comfortable range of motion, moving with our breath. The inhale opens the front body. The exhale opens between the shoulder blades. Just a few more like this. And then come to stillness. Toes together, walk your knees out wide and see if you can come down onto your forearms. Now, this may not be comfortable for everyone. If this is comfortable and you'd like to go a little further down, try stacking your fists and see if you can rest your head on your hands. Or stack your palms, elbows come out wide. Or bring your forehead right down to the mat. Breathing into the back body, allowing the breath to help you stretch from the inside out. The inhale creates an opening, and the exhale allows you to release and create that new space. Turn that around while you're breathing. Just a few more breaths here in child's pose, and then we'll move on together. I was trying something different with my mat and I don't like it. So let's do this. Perfect. All right, so inhale, pressing up. And if you have your blocks, go ahead and grab them. Grab mine. And bring them at medium or tall height. Let's step the left foot between the blocks, closer to your right hand, right? It's here. And walk your foot a little further forward. Begin to press forward and back, lengthening the back of your leg, lengthening the front of your hip. So a little rock back and forth. If you're not doing hands and knees, lie on your back, draw one knee in And extend the other leg out long on the floor. And then switch sides. The next time that you're coming forward, if you're on hands and knees, pause here. And let's curl back toes under. We're going to come up into a lunge. Press back to stretch through your foot and ankle. Your front knee is right over your ankle. Yes, and lengthen your spine. Once again, look down towards the floor so that the top of your head is reaching. Your neck is long, your spine is long. One more breath here, and then slowly bring your knee back down. Make sure you've got that padding you need. And then bring one or both hands to your bent knee, coming up. Maybe one or both arms can reach up. Big inhale here. Exhale, find goddess arms or cactus arms, whatever you like to call them. Inhale and draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale and draw arms towards each other. Inhale, shoulder blades together, this time right to left. Inhale to center, left to right. Inhale to center and exhale, hands on your blocks or the floor, and come back to your starting position. We'll switch to the other side, stepping the right leg forward. Walk your foot a little further forward so that when you press forward to open this hip, your knee is staying pretty much over your ankle. And then begin to rock forward and back, lengthening the front leg, opening the hip of the knee down side. Just a couple more, moving with your breath. I'm moving a little fast, but you can choose. And again, if you're on your back, be working with opposing legs, drawing one knee in, stretching the other leg. Okay, from here, we curl toes under and press back into our lunge, getting a nice stretch through the calf, through the back of the leg, building a little bit of strength, pressing back, lengthening the spine, and then slowly lower your knee and come up with one or both arms. If you're feeling wobbly, make sure your feet, your knee and your foot are still hip distance apart, right? So you're not on a balance beam. And you can even widen that stance. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess arms. Inhale here, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, arms come towards each other. Inhale, open. Exhale to one side. Inhale, open, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, open, hands down. Now, listen, because we're going to transition. So press up through your lunge and then step one foot up to meet the other in a sort of a chair pose. Bring your hands to your knees and inhale all the way up and exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let me fix my screen. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So we've made it up to standing. Oh, this is so fun. I can actually see you. It's really lovely. Okay, so finding your mountain pose with your feet about hip distance apart. Can't seem to get feet and head today. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Bring your hands to the top of your hips and begin to rock gently forward and back, shifting between the balls of your feet and your heels. Very gentle shift. Now, if you have neuropathy in your feet, this can be uncomfortable, so please move gently and take a smaller range of motion. And if you need to opt out of the rocking, please do. Come to stillness. Of course, if you have neuropathy in your feet, you may not be standing in a balanced way because you're trying to avoid discomfort or pain. So be aware and see if you can gently press into both sides as equally as possible. Okay. Inhale, arms come up. Let your palms meet at the top, and exhale to heart center. Beautiful. All right, if you have a block, grab it and bring it between your feet. I'm going to use the black one for this. Bringing it right between your feet. Squeezing in towards center. Make sure you're balanced front to back once again. Squeeze in gently into the block. See how that creates this inward squeeze of your legs, all the way up to the upper thighs. Lift your pelvic floor, lift your low abdominals, lift your heart, lift your crown. Again, the chin is a little tucked. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to work with tree pose. And if you don't have a block, or even if you do, pardon me, and you need more support, please reorient yourself. I'm going to take a quick sip so that you have the support that you need. Maybe, there it is, maybe with a chair or the wall. But sometimes if you have this block and you use this technique, you won't need additional support. So standing up nice and tall, finding your mountain here, nice and strong. And yeah, I have my block the narrowest way, not the narrowest, the second narrowest way. Begin to press down into your left leg. And there's a shift, but it's not a big shift, right? Keep your hip underneath you. Keep squeezing towards center even as you make this shift. And then lift your right heel. Turn out from the hip and rest your heel on the block. You can stay right here or bring your toes or your ball of your foot to the block, your heel towards your other calf. And again, try not to let this sag out too much. Draw in and up. Keep squeezing towards center. Stay right here, or maybe you can inhale up, growing branches. I forgot to tell you to find a focal point at your horizon line. So find it now and make sure that you're breathing, that you're drawing breath all the way from your roots up through the trunk of your tree into your canopy. One more big breath. And let your branches fall, I guess your leaves, not your branches, and come back to center. Shift around, walk in place, whatever you need to do, and come back to stillness. Keep building this from the ground up. Keep squeezing into center, lifting, 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 and then shift. Keep squeezing into center, even as you turn out and rest your heel. Keep squeezing into center. Maybe you bring your ball of your foot to the block, or of course, if you don't have a block and you want to bring your foot to your leg, make sure it's above or below your knee, not on it. Squeezing into center, drawing energy, breath up, up. Maybe you can spread the canopy of your tree, depending on where you are. Your leaves may still be green, or they may be starting to turn gold and bright yellow, brown, red. Breathe and open, reach your leaves out. And then release, let the leaves fall, and come back to standing on two legs. Beautiful job, beautiful. Okay, now, if you have a block, we're going to place it between our thighs above the knee. Now, let me get the blue one so you can see it. There we go. I think you can see that a little better. Yeah. So I have it on the thinnest because that's what feels good in my hips. Some people like to have it fatter, but that doesn't work for me. I still want to keep my hip alignment. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to work with our chair pose. So from here, hands on your thighs, try and find that mountain pose. Notice where you are in space, feel your feet on the ground, squeezing into center, lifting up, lift the pelvic floor, the low belly, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Keep squeezing into center if you have a block, and even if you don't, squeeze in towards center. Last time, inhale up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Release your hands down to your thighs, and we'll move into our chair pose. So begin to sit as if there's a chair behind you that's a little far away, remembering there is no chair. Keep squeezing in, reaching back with your tailbone. See how long my spine is? My knees are still pretty much over my ankles. My hands are resting. And again, reaching with the crown. Lengthen the spine. Lead with the heart. And press, excuse me, into your feet to rise up. Squeeze that block. And exhale, hands to heart center. So that's 1, hands on your thighs. 2, stay hands at heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to sit back. Keep squeezing your block. Look down and make sure you can see your toes. Don't go down any further than you can with a long spine. Keep reaching, keep reaching. 1 more breath, lengthen, and then squeeze and come all the way up. And exhale, hands down. That's 2. 1, 2. Here's 3. Inhale, reach, sit back, lengthen, stay, squeeze in towards center, lengthen the spine, tailbone to crown, maybe to fingertips. 1 more breath, and then press down to rise up. Squeeze that block and release and let it go. Excellent work. So I wanted to do 1 more sequence, and I'm just trying to think how to do this if we don't have blocks. I'm going to skip it for now. We'll come back to it. All right, let's go into our last standing sequence. So step out nice and wide on your mat. And then turn your legs out. So heels come towards each other, knees and toes pointing off at the same angle. Nice and square in the center. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. This is 5-pointed star. Inhale, open wide. Keep your belly engaged so you're not spilling, but lift and open. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Turn your arms all the way. So palms are facing up, eyes of your elbows facing up, and then bend your elbows coming into goddess. We'll bend our knees, knees over ankles. Maybe you like to shift side to side a little bit. Inhale here, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, arms come in front. Inhale, open. Exhale, left towards right. Maybe you touch your palm. Inhale to center, right towards left. Inhale to center, exhale, hands to the heart center. 1 more, drop down, and then reach and let it go. Take a moment, maybe circle your hips. And we'll do that again. Inhale, arms, 5-pointed star. And again, what I was trying to say before is don't let this happen, right? Keep your belly engaged so that you're lifting from the heart, squeezing shoulder blades together, but you're not spilling from your ribs. Good. Inhale here, exhale into goddess, knees and elbows. Maybe shift back and forth. Sit down an inch. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. This time, bring hands to heart center. Exhale, drop. Inhale, press it away, open up, and release arms down. Again, maybe rock your hips or circle. And prepare for our last goddess pose of the day. Inhale, reach, or of the hour. I don't know what you have planned for later today. Reach, get big, take up space. Let your energy shoot out your fingertips, your toes, the crown of your head. Big, beautiful. Exhale. Goddess, claim your feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, arms towards center. Inhale, squeeze, exhale. One side. Inhale, squeeze, exhale to the other side. Inhale, squeeze, and come all the way up. Carefully walk your feet back in and shake out your legs. Beautiful, beautiful work. I'd like to come down now onto our bellies. And I know this can be challenging, so bear with me. And if it doesn't work for you, then that is fine, and we will move on. I'm going to take a folded blanket, but maybe you have a small cushion or something. I'm going to put it down, begin to bring myself down, and I'm going to put this under my abdomen. I'm going to come down onto my elbows. Okay, so chest does not touch the ground. We're supporting ourselves on our forearms, elbows, and hands. And the blanket or pillow under the abdomen helps to keep the low back in a good curve. So not too much of a curve. Stay here if you can, pressing down through your hands. If it's too much extension, walk your hands a little further forward, finding that balance between the extension in your spine and not wanting to bring your full body down onto the mat. Find your spot, inhale, press down, draw your elbows back and see if you can lengthen, reaching through the crown of the head. Again, chin stays a little bit tucked. Let go and relax. And once more, press down, draw back, lengthen. Reach through your toes and see if you can lift one or both legs just an inch off the mat. Keep squeezing, press your pelvis down into your blanket or pillow. One more breath. And then exhale and release. See if you can kick your legs, bending one at a time. If it's comfortable, bend your right knee, take your left hand across in front, and take your right hand back. See if you can grab your ankle or foot. Maybe you can, maybe you're just reaching, maybe you can grab your pants leg. If you have your foot or ankle, press it into your hand. Resist the press and open that right side of the body. One more breath and softly let go. Come back through center, bending the left knee, right hand comes across, left hand reaches back. This one's harder for me. I can get it though. Pressing, if you have it, press into your hand and open, open. gently. And release. And curl your toes under and see if you can gently press up through hands and knees into child's pose. Knees can be wide or closer together. You can come down to elbows. You can stack fists or hands. Find your child's pose. We'll stay for just a few breaths. Inhale and open up the back body. Exhale, see if you can soften in to the release of this pose. 2 more breaths. Sigh it out. Last one. And slowly and carefully make your way onto your back, rolling onto your back. Let your knees be bent if you like. And nothing under your head if that's possible. Bring your hands down at your sides, palms down. Walk your feet in close to your body, knees and feet about hip distance apart. Inhale here and then exhale, press into your feet to tip your pelvis, flattening out the curve of your low back. So press down into this pelvic tilt. On an inhale, release the press and just let that natural curve come back. Exhale, press and flatten. Inhale, release. A few more. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. And just a few more. Beautiful. Draw one or both knees up. Maybe you can wrap your arms around your shins or hold on to one knee with each hand. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side if this feels good. And now holding on to your right knee, bring your left foot down to the mat. Stay here, squeezing in tight, or see if you could slide your left leg out long, pressing out through your heel without letting this go away, right? So keep squeezing your knee up and in, reaching with the other leg. Now you can stay here or keep reaching so long that your leg slips up an inch or more off of your mat. Stay here or very gently imagine bringing your nose towards your knee. One more breath, and then slowly release down. If the leg is extended, draw that foot back in so you can release the other leg down. Maybe rock from side to side, and then bring both knees in once again. Holding on to the left knee, allow the right foot to come down to the mat. Keep squeezing up and in. Nice little gentle compression. And maybe you can extend through that leg without allowing the pelvis to tip. Keep reaching. Maybe that leg will float up off the mat. Maybe you're just a gentle lift. It's not a curl. It's just a lift of your head and maybe your shoulders off the ground, moving towards center. And then slowly release down. Draw one foot down, release the other one. Walk your hands out wide and let your feet come out wide. And then gently drop your knees from side to side. If it would feel good to drop your knees and stay, maybe turning your head in the opposite direction, do so. If it feels better to move side to side, then keep moving. When you feel ready, if you're holding, switch sides. Take your time moving side to side until you're ready to draw your knees in once again. And take a moment to notice if there's any other posture or movements that your body is asking for before we rest. Maybe a figure 4 stretch, drawing your knees back. Maybe happy baby, if that's in your practice. Another twist. Or maybe you're ready to just move into rest pose. You can lie back with your legs up on your chair or your couch. You can put pillows under your knees and a pillow under your head, maybe a blanket. What do you need to create a nice, comfortable rest pose? Take your time getting there. And once you do, allow yourself to settle, letting go a little more with each exhale. Softening into the supports, allowing them to hold you, cradle you. Allow the breath to be smooth, naturally paced. Releasing through your feet and ankles, your legs and hips, shoulders, arms, neck, jaw, and all the muscles of your face, smoothing out your forehead, releasing into rest. It'll take just a few minutes. Can you imagine, for example, what the trees do, not only in lightning storms or the watery dark of a summer night, or under the white nets of winter, but now and now and now, whenever we're not looking? Surely you can't imagine they just stand there looking the way they look when they're looking, when we're looking. Surely you can't imagine they don't dance from the root up, wishing to travel a little, not cramped so much as wanting a better view, or more sun, or just as avidly more shade. Surely you can't imagine they just stand there loving every minute of it, the birds or the emptiness, the dark rings of the years slowly and without a sound thickening, and nothing different unless the wind, and then only in its own mood, comes to visit. Surely you can't imagine patience and happiness like that. From the wonderful Mary Oliver. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing small movements into fingers and toes. When you feel ready, roll to one side and pause. And press into your hands to slowly make your way back up to sitting, allowing your attention to stay deeply inward for another moment or two. We'll seal our practice with one chant of Om for the community we create when we practice together. Bringing hands to heart center, we'll inhale. Om Shanti, peace, peace, peace. Jai Bhagwan. May the light in you be victorious. Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me.
Thank you for joining Cancer Support Community Atlanta for this program. If you're interested in other live or recorded programs, please visit the online program tab of our website, cscatlanta.org, or follow us on Facebook. We'll be sharing additional information on upcoming programs.